Hi, it's Vex, and today we have my 100th deck tech. That's right, my 100th deck tech on my YouTube channel, and we have a special one. We have what I call the Simic Value Engine. So I've been trying to build a Simic deck for a long time, a permanent Simic deck. I build tons of Simic decks on the channel, as you can see. Some of these commanders have been made. I've been mulling over and trying to say, which Simic deck do I add permanently to my collection? And I feel like they're so powerful, they're just unfun. I came up with an epiphany. I was like, I have my 100th deck tech coming. I gotta do something special. I can't just do a deck tech on one random deck with powerful cards. I'm gonna do a deck tech on my brand new Simic Value Engine deck with 10 commanders. That's right. This deck that I built is dedicated to Simic Value. Not dedicated to any of these commanders, but just Simic Value. This does make the deck a little weaker because there's no dedicated thing, but it makes it more interesting to play where you have all the randomness of picking a random commander. So these are 10 commanders. There are bonus commanders in there if you want to leave in the comments what they are. Yes, these are our 10 Simic commanders. There's more, yes. There's actually the leader of Simic, Vanifar or whatever. She wasn't good enough to be in my Simic Value Engine deck. So how this works is we have these 10 commanders. The deck is based on Simic Value, which means card draw, creatures, more card draw, more creatures, more value. Just more cards and creatures and, other things. More value. Just basically value, value, value. And we have these 10 random commanders. What we do is at the beginning of the game, we take our commanders in the gray sleeve, put it aside, shuffle these 9 commanders in, right? You shuffle them in to the deck, then flip from the top of the deck until you get a commander right there, Thrasios, and that is your new commander for the game. You swap the sleeves, put the Lonis back in, and then Thrasios is your commander. Such like that. Yes, Thrasios is partner, but you could play Thrasios alone. We have other commanders. Let's actually take a look at all the commanders we have. Let's actually go through these 10 commanders here. So the deck is all about value. These are value commanders. We have creature-centric commanders up here first, then tokens, and then pure value, lands right there. So let's quickly go over these. I don't want to read them go in depth for each of them, but they are value-oriented. That's why they're Simic. Volo. Whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control, or a creature card in your graveyard, copy that spell. So it just doubles things up. Actually, I should put this one here. There we go. That's the correct order. Just makes you extra clones of creatures. Adrix and Nev, Ward 2. Then one or more tokens would be created under your control. Twice that many of those tokens are created instead, so you double your tokens. These don't actually work together, unfortunately. These aren't technically, the tokens aren't created. But they're still very, the value's high on them. They make extra creatures. Coma, 7 mana value. Ridiculous, but can't be countered. I gave each upkeep, yours and all your opponents, create a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. Sacrifice another serpent. Tap target permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated this turn. Or Coma gains indestructible. Very hard to kill because the more coils you get, the more you can sack it to it. Kinnan, Bonner, Prodigy. This is actually a mana dork, so this goes in opposite of your land because you want to play mana dorks. But whenever you tap a non-land permanent like Soul Ring or mana dorks, 4 mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced, so it's non-land. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them on the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. Yes, we do have humans in the deck. As you can see, Volo is human, so Volo and Kinnan don't work together. But of course, our deck is not meant to have high synergy, just high value. Then you can put big creatures into play. Lonis, which is our commander from last time, says whenever another non-token creature ETBs, investigate. Then you can sacrifice X clues. Target opponent reveals the top X cards of the library. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield under your control. So you can steal stuff with a lot of clues. These work together right here. Adrix and Nev and Lonis making double clues right there. Then we have the ultimate value, Thrasios Triton here, which does have partner. We do have partner commanders here, so you technically partner up with somebody else, or you play alone. The theme of the deck is pick your Simic commander, not pick your Simic commander, then its partner. Thrasios basically says 4, generic scry 1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it at the battlefield, tap, otherwise draw a card. So essentially 4, draw a card or ramp. Then you have these 2 twins here. They do very similar things. Aesi lets you play additional land each turn. When land ETBs, draw a card. This is when land ETBs, draw a card and gain 1 life. Tatyova. Then you have Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. I just want to include Uro in here because when ETBs, sack it unless it escapes. Then when it enters a battlefield or attacks, gain 3 life, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Then it has escape. Green, green, blue, blue. Very restrictive mana cost, but we're playing Simic. Exile 5 other cards, then replay it from graveyard. And Arixmethes, Slumbering Isle. It's a Kraken. It ETBs with 5 slumber counters. And as long as it has slumber counter on it, it's a land, not a creature. Whenever you cast a spell, you may remove a slumber counter from Arixmethes. So you can cast Arixmethes and then tap it for the green-blue. So tap, add green-blue right away because it's not a creature. It doesn't have summoning sickness. Then when it becomes creatures, 12/12, so 2 hits, bam, bam, kill you. So those are our 10 possible commanders for a Simic Value Engine deck. I have the tokens in here. This is a heavy token deck since we have Volo, which generates copy tokens right there. Adrix and Nev makes double tokens. And then Lonis makes some clues. Where is our clues? Clues. Right there. Koma's Coil for our Koma. So they have tons of tokens. So a lot of synergies here, just not like a super synergy deck. Sorry, I should say synergy. A lot of value. It's all about value, not about synergy. Value. As always, don't forget to have your tokens. Even though I kept them showing them in and out, you guys are tired of seeing these tokens, but I'm just gonna go through these tokens. And as I go through these tokens, don't forget to check out the deck list in the description below, along with any cool affiliate links you want to click on. Let's check out the rest of our value engine. So the best way to have value is to have more value by cloning all your valuable commanders like Volo and such. So we have 8 clone type effects. 6 of the 8 allow you to clone legendary creatures. So you have multiple copies of your commander or whatever legendary creature that you cast from your deck. Remember, the other commanders are actually in your deck too, so you can draw them and cast them like a normal card. So let's check out these clones. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces and Sakashima the Imposter. Essentially, this one clones and the clone turns into Sakashima the Imposter, has that name. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces will do a flat out clone, but also have the legendary rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. So those are clones. Spark Double makes a clone and then makes it non-legendary. Just super cool. So now I have 3 non-legendary clones. So if you see my deck text, I love having non-legendary clones because having more copies of your commander are better. In this case, more copies of legendary creatures are better. Then we have the 2 spells here. Double Major costs 1, green and blue. So 2 mana values, pretty good, instant. Copy target creature spell you control, except it isn't legendary if the spell is legendary. Next card is Irenicus Vile Duplication. 3 blue, just clone mana. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except the token has flying, important, and isn't legendary if that creature is legendary. Right there, some more legendary cloning. Helm of the Host. It's an equipment. It says at the beginning of your combat, your turn, create a token that's a copy of a equipped creature. Except token isn't legendary if the creature is legendary. Then it gains haste. The token doesn't go away, it gains haste, and then if it doesn't die, it stays on for more value. Glassbowl Mimic and Progenitor Mimic, the Mimics, these make copies. Unfortunately, they don't have the special legendary exception. This is a modal double-face card, so it's really good. This makes copies when ETBs and during every upkeep you have, so it makes more and more copies. And it's a Simic card. Of course I have to have a Simic card in a Simic deck, right? The next part of Simic Value is card draw. And we went hard on card draw here, because that's what Simic decks do, draw cards. The funny part is blue is supposed to be best in card draw, and if you noticed, these are all green color density cards. Even this artifact has a green mana symbol. I know, green is very good card draw. We'll admit that. We basically have the first section. We have another section. Don't you worry. There's blue cards in this card draw section. The first section is basically creatures coming into play, draw a card. We have Beast Whisperers. When you cast a creature, draw a card. Soul of the Harvest. Creature ETBs, draw a card. Primordial Sage, same as Beast Whisperer. Lifecraft Bestiary. Beginning of your upkeep, you can scry 1. Or whenever you cast a creature spell. So you got to remember, this is cast. This is ETB. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay green, not blue, sorry. if you do, draw a card. So basically, these are cast, draw a card. This has a little extra tax, but you know, we want to include as many copy of those cards as possible because we draw tons of cards. Guardian Project, ETB, draw a card. This is an anti-synergy with Volo, of course, because it's when a non-token creature enters a battlefield under your control. If it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. It's anti-synergy with Volo because the clone comes into play first, and then the real card comes into play, and it does nothing. However, yes, I understand the deck's full of a lot of anti-synergies, but we're not about synergies, it's about value. Zendikar Resurgent, these are 2 ramp cards, the Great Henge. Double your mana, then whenever you cast a creature, draw a card. This is, you know, add green. Then whenever non-token ETBs, put +1/+1 counter it, draw a card. The idea is get a couple of these on the battlefield, maybe clone some of these, draw some cards. There we go, some blue cards. 3 blue, oh, this is green too as well. We have some other mass card draw effects, Regal Force, ETB, draw a card for each green creature you control. They're mostly green creatures because, you know, they're Simic. Return of the Wild Speaker, give you an overrun, draw a card with the highest power. You do have big creatures. We have big fatty green creatures. Hydra Crisis, I love this card. When you cast a spell, gain half X life, draw half X cards. Flying Trample, and then comes into play with XX. Insanely good mass card draw creatures. This deck is slanted towards a lot of creatures because, you know, we want to clone creatures. Creatures ETB, draw a card. So we do Consecrated Sphinx over our Heuristic Study. 4 blue, flying. When an opponent draws a card, you draw 2 cards. You may draw 2 cards, so you don't have to draw a card if you don't want to. Seagate Restoration, double face card. Double your hand. You have no hand size. I love the no hand size because, of course, we're drawing tons of cards. We don't want to discard any because, you know, we're greedy Simic players, right? Next up are some value creatures to go along with the other creatures that you've seen here. We have land synergies, Oracle Moldiah, play extra land, play land from top of your library. Tyler's Tracker makes clues, good for Lonis. Has landfall, makes clues, so good landfall synergy deck here. Crack clues, +1/+1 counter. The classic Avenger of Zendikar, right there. Landfall, ETB, make tokens, good for Adrix and Nev. Landfall, good with landfall commanders like Tatyova. Land ETBs, may put +1/+1 counter each creature you control. That's good here. Tender Shoot Dryad, more Adrix and Nev synergies. And also it's a Dryad, so we have different card types. Elemental Dryad, Ape, Shaman, Spirit, Hydra. So good Volo synergies there. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a token, 1/1 green Sacroling token. Then Sacrolings get +2/+2 as long as you have the city's blessing. You know, I just love tokens so much. I wanted it because it makes 2 different kinds of tokens. City's Blessing, or forces you to have 2 different kinds of tokens. City's Blessing and the Sacroling token. You know, this makes a plant token. This makes a clue token. Then I have a cool card from Dominaria United, Silverback Elder. I love this card. 3 triple green. When you cast a creature spell, choose 1. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Look at top 5 cards. If it's a land, you know, put into battlefield tap, gain 4 life. The life gain's okay, but the destroy and land part is really good. Then we have some value creatures, Kodama, or another permanent ETBs under your control, even a copy of a permanent with Volo and such. If it wasn't put into battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser mana value from hand to battlefield. So you just get free value. Boom, double the value. You play Kodama, you might play Volo. Volo triggers 2 Avengers of Zendikars. If you play with Volo, then Kodama trigger on the stack. You can put Tender Shoot Dryad, Oracle Moldiah onto the battlefield for free. And that's why I call value. We have Apex Devastator, a 10 mana value card. Our biggest fatty. Quadruple Cascade. And note, Cascade is a cast trigger. Does let you draw cards from Beast Whisper, etc. Lets you get Volo value. And then we have a non-creature, creature-ish. We have a Mole double-face card. Look at top 7. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. If that card has converted mana cost 3, mana value 3 or less, it ETBs with additional +1/+1 counters on it. So it turns into a creature or turns into a land. So highly synergistic with everything we're doing. And we have our removal. Our removal makes creatures centric-ish. Makes creatures, I guess. With any deck, we need some interaction. Our deck is about value, gain a lot of value. Hopefully draw some cool cards, draw our Cyclonic Rift, save the day. So we have targeted removal here, Palmify, Resculpt, remove some artifacts. These are instant speed removal. This is Exile, which is very important. Can kill Blightsteel Colossus. Amphimutineer. This card I don't usually play a lot, but I think it's actually really good. When it ETBs, exile one target non-salamander creature, and the creature's controller makes a 4/3. And it has Encore, which can make exile 3 things, make 3/4/3s. Oko, Crown of Thieves. So it's essentially this removal kind of like transforms your thing into another thing without abilities. Right here, this is the important part. It creates a food token, not a clue. I wish it made a clue, but it made a food. But target artifact creature loses all abilities, becomes green elk with base power and toughness 3/3. So you just turn it to 3/3s. One of the most powerful planeswalkers of all time. Banned in a lot of formats, but not in EDH. Druid of Purification. I love having creature removal. Removal on a creature, 3 and a green. When ETB starting with you, each player may choose an artifact or enchantment you don't control. Destroy each permanent. So it could be a 4/1 or 5/1 because you include the creature, 2/3 creature body, which is relevant to a copy of Volo and such. Beast Within, destroy creature 3/3. So we're all like transforming here. Triton, destroy 3 non-creature permanents, make 3/3s. Cyclonic Rift, we know what that does. Then we have another mass creature removal in Azuri's Predation. And if you read this correctly, they actually changed the Oracle text. 5 triple green, so 8 mana value. For each creature your opponents control, create a 4/4 green Phyrexian beast. Phyrexian's new, they changed that. Creature token. Each of these tokens fights a different one of those creatures. If you do have Volo out, you double the number of tokens. Only the original number of tokens fight. The copies don't fight because that's not allowed. Then we have Prayer of Behemoth, the ultimate value creature. This is called, I put in the removal section because it's called player removal or win the game removal. Extremely good, very fitting for this deck. We have the utility creature section with Graveyard Hate. I love Graveyard Hate, so the more the merrier. Some Graveyard Hate and Graveyard Synergies. That's why you have Graveyard Hate. I always love to show these in the same screen because this is why you have Graveyard Hate. You have Balgad Recovery, get things back. Timeless Witness, get things back. And then get itself back to get another thing back, again, from the graveyard. We have our ramp. This is, trying to get a lot of lands into play, but we do have some creature ramps, so it's kind of like a balance between having a lot of creatures to do ramping or having a landfall synergies. The creatures that do put lands are super good, like Sakura Tribe Elder, Wood Elves, Yavimaya Dryad. These put forest into play, and our goal is to put a lot of forest into play. These right here put, these two put forest into play. This puts a dual land or an island into play. So it's really good. We have our classic Soul Ring, Birds of Paradise, because, why not? Let's have some Kinnan synergies. Yeah, we try to balance our synergies, but there's not a high amount of synergy, but we try to have some. The commander has to matter somewhat, right? Or maybe not, who knows? Then we have the most powerful ramp spell on green of all time. Old Gnawbone. Oh my god, have you ever seen this guy work? It's ridiculous. Flying. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. That's like ultimate ramp. Let's say you deal 10 damage to a player, bam, 10 tokens. It just plays for itself. And you can play this and then attack and then get the tokens, so it doesn't even need to have haste. You have Corlin Oracle, land ramp. When it ETBs, if you top card library of land, put it into battlefield, otherwise draw. It's kind of like a one-shot Thrasios. The lands. Okay, we have Command Tower, which is always good. Some fetch lands for some landfall synergies. Then we have our, I've always wanted to include this in one deck. Our 3 lands with basic land types that are Simic colored, Breeding Pool, Rimewood Falls, Tangled Islet. These are ETB tapped, but if you fetch them with 3 visits wherever, it doesn't really matter. Or Farseek, Breeding Pool, come play untapped. These all are fetchable with Misty Rainforest. Then we have our Simic dual lands. Next, we have utility lands. I love this because 2-color decks, you get a lot of utility lands. You got the 2 copy lands, so we copy Field of Dead or anything crazy. Blighted Woodland, so we get more lands. Scavenger Grounds. Graveyard Hate. Reliquary Tower. No maximum hand size. That's very important. Remember, we're drawing tons of cards. We don't like discard. We're those type of people. Our channel lands, Beseju, Adawara, Yavimaya, make everything forest. This deck leans heavily green because green is somehow more value than blue because they draw more cards. I know it's ridiculous to think about. You would think blue would be the card draw color, but green is. Then we have Mosword Bridge, has Hideaway, tuck things under it. And you may play exile card without paying its mana cost. If creatures you control have total power 10 or greater, which is easy with our green deck. Then Orn Reef the Vastwood. ETB's tap adds green. But +1/+1 counter each green creature enter the battlefield this turn. Even copies with Volo or Adrix and Nev and such like that. Then we're playing a mixture of snow and non-snow lands for our favorite card, Field of the Dead. Got to maximize that value right there. More tokens, more winning. And that's the end of our deck tech real quick. If you enjoyed this video so far, give it a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button. Smash the subscribe button. I kind of slurred that one. Hit the notification bell to be alerted for new videos in the future. As always, I have the deck list in the description below, along with all my cool affiliate links. You want to help support the channel. So, what we're going to do is we are actually going to shuffle this deck up, shuffle our commanders in, right there, pick a random commander, and then go from there. We'll do this little goldfishing, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. So, Lonis was our previous commander, so he set Lonis aside. We're going to get a new random Simic commander. The way we do it is we just flip from the top of our deck until we get a new Simic commander that pops out. Oh, Volo is our new commander. There we go. What we do is switch sleeves. And talking about sleeves, I have now started the transition to Dragon Shield matte sleeves. As you can see, they're less reflective on camera, so it's easier to do deck text. Unfortunately, the card itself is a foil, so more reflective. But you know, all my permanent commander decks have foil commanders, so that's why I have, if you didn't notice, all 10 of my Simic cards were foil. All right, we're going to shuffle this deck up. We are ready to go. Let's see what we get. Volo is our commander. Let's actually see what Volo does, because sometimes you forget with all these Simic commanders. Whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control, or a creature card in your graveyard, copy that spell. Copy becomes a token. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See what we get. This is super fun because, you know, the deck, you know, I have made a Volo deck tech, and usually I have creatures of all different types that don't overlap. Here I do have creature types that do overlap and overlap with Volo itself. I have humans and I have wizards that don't obviously work with Volo on the board. So it's a powerful commander, not the most broken commander, because our deck is not that synergistic. Speaking of synergistic, Adrix and Nev do not synergize with Volo very well. Yes, if you don't know the rule, when you copy a spell, it does create it does make a token on the battlefield, but it doesn't create a token, right? If a token would be created, it doesn't create. No, it's very weird. Anyways, this is a pretty good hand. You have 2 ramp spells, 3 lands, card draw spell, and another Simic card that can synergize with other cards in a deck. Doesn't have to synergize with the commander. Let's start. We'll draw a card. Turn Timber Symbiosis. Play it for front half or play it for a land, but we do have an ETB tap land. Play this Mosswort Bridge with Hideaway 4. I think it's been errated. ETB tapped. Look at the top 4 cards. Pick one, put it underneath it. We'll put Apex Devastator, right? Yeah, Apex Devastator. We'll just put it over here to the side so I can tap and put on the bottom. Right, so if I have creatures with total power 10, right, creatures with you control have total power 10 or greater, they can play the card for free, which is easy in the Simic Value deck, and with Volo as a commander. All right. Oh, I've got my dice. Turn 1. Turn 2. We're probably going to play a ramp spell. Another land. Keep getting these lands here. We'll play our Snow-Covered Island to have 2 lands. Then we'll play our Nature's Lore and get a Forest card. And we're going to get one of those right there. Flip right to it. Rhinewood Falls, ETB tapped Forest cards. Okay, shuffle this deck up. Oops, real quick. It is nice to have these matte sleeves because they're not as slippery as the other sleeves. I used to use the classics. All right, turn 3. Give me a creature. Another land. Okay, that's a lot of lands. Okay. This is a Dryad, which is different than that. So let's actually save that. We can play our commander this turn. We'll play our Reliquary Tower. We'll play here. Play Volo, our commander. And then we'll pass the turn. Turn 4. Silverback Elder. Ooh, we can cast it this turn. Okay. So We'll play our forest. All these snow-covered and forest or snow-covered lands and non-snow-covered lands are for Field of the Dead. We can cast this and get 2 of these because Ape Shaman doesn't share any card types. Or we cast Yavimaya Dryad and start the ramp. I think starting the ramp is always good. So we're going to cast Yavimaya Dryad here, green, colorless. And then when ETBs, you may search your library for a forest card and put it into play tapped under target player's control. That's us, of course. Then shuffle. Okay. Cast trigger. We don't have a Dryad anywhere. We're going to make a copy of this Dryad. Super cool. Boom. Copy this Dryad. And you know what? I feel like having another Goldfish with a different commander. So if you want to stay tuned, we'll get Tangled Islet because that has the forest. And we'll get our Breeding Pool, which is another forest here. Yeah, I think do another commander game would be pretty fun. Now that we double ramp, super good. I'm going to shuffle a deck again. This is turn 4. We've ramped 3 times, so that's why green is so good. It is the value engine is starting to come online. All right, can't do anything else with our 2 mana here, so we'll just go to turn 5. Now that we have a bunch of lands. Oh my God, Consecrated Sphinx. Okay, ultimate value. I mean, we have to do it. I wanted to cast Silverback Elder, but you know, come on, Consecrated Sphinx. We'll cast our Consecrated Sphinx. Blue. And then what we'll do here, we'll tap 6. We'll get a copy of our Consecrated Sphinx right there. And guess what that means? We've saved this right there. We have our Mosswort Bridge. We do have definitely 10 power. So we're going to tap this. We're going to Cascade our Chimera Hydra. And we do not have a Chimera Hydra anywhere. So cast this Apex Devastator. What's going to happen is we're going to have a copy trigger. We don't have another copy token, but let's just pretend this is on the stack. This doesn't cast the Cascade. However, we will Cascade 4 times, and that will count if any creatures for Volo. So let's actually spin the wheel. Tennishoot Dryad. We will cast that, copy that. Value right there. You know, this first Cascade. Second Cascade. Oh God, Cradle of Behemoth. We do not have another beast anywhere, right? This is a Chimera Hydra, Dryad. Oh, Dryad. Oh, we didn't get a copy of Dryad. We did have a Dryad over there. Oop, my bad. My bad. We do have a Dryad here. I knew I had 2 Dryads. We don't have another beast. Beast ETBs. Here, my God, you get like, what? This beast gives, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 9, plus 9. This gives plus 10, plus 10. You probably can kill people, but only these are not summoning sick, of course. Our third Cascade, Scavenging Ooze. We do not have an Ooze, so we get a copy of an Ooze. Here, our last Cascade, Helm of Host. That's a regular card, so we don't get to copy it. Anyways, this is our board state after turn 5. Simic Value. Got double Consecrated Sphinx, so hypothetically, if you pass the turn, you draw 4 cards for every card that opponent would play. So 3 opponents, draw 4 cards, come back to your turn. You do have a Reliquary Tower in here. So this is our hand at the beginning of turn 6. Oh, draw a card for turn. Oh, Slumbering, why not? At the beginning of turn 6, our hand is gigantic. Our board is gigantic. This is the epitome of Simic Value. All right. We do want to do one more gold fishing because, you know, we need to switch out our commander, have a different commander. So let me reset the board and we'll be right back again. All right, we are back with our Simic Value Engine. Volo's our last commander, so we're going to find a new commander. But before I find a new commander, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and smash the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, I have the deck list in the description below again. All right, let's look for another commander here. Not Progenitor Mimic. That always tricks me because it's a foil and Simic, but it's not a commander. Oh, Aesi, Tyrant of Gyre, Strait. Bam, landfall. So now we switched to playing creatures to caring about landfall. Let's so what happens is we're gonna switch our Commanders out. Aesi is our new commander. Pay additional land each of my turns, and then 1 land ETBs, draw a card. Volo is now back in the deck, somewhere in there. Shuffle the rest of the deck here. All right, the deck is shuffled. We'll do a random cut here. Boom, so as you know, it's really random. Let's do here, right there. Lots of lands, not bad, but we need to get to 6 mana to cast Aesi. Once you get 6 mana, value is going to trickle. Okay, this is a weird thing to have. This is definitely needs to be mulligan because we can't even play Birds of Paradise turn 1. We play this turn 2. We have to discard a card. So this is a mulligan. Let's check our top card just in case. Oh, yeah, good choice. You're not supposed to check the top card, but we do that anyways. Okay, we'll shuffle this deck up and try again. Don't be afraid to mulligan some bad hands. You know, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, it's always good to just mulligan. Some players play with let you mulligan constantly until you get a good hand for 7. But, you know, I like to mulligan for real because it kind of makes you a bad deck builder because you can just always rely on getting lands because you can mulligan forever for them. Mo double face cards, blue mana. I think we're so far away from Seagate Records, we'll play that. Let's see what we get. Turn 1, Island. Well, I guess I still think playing this is a good idea. We'll play this as Seagate Reborn. Right there. We'll pass the turn because we do have our Thrasios in hand. Or Nature's Lore, sorry. We want to cast Nature's Lore, not Thrasios. Turn 2, do some ramping. Hydrocrisis. Not bad. We'll play our Command Tower, which I love. We'll cast Nature's Lore. We'll get our dual land, one of our 3 dual lands that have a forest type, which I love. That's why I love Nature's Lore. I love that they reprinted it in Commander Legends, I believe. Oh, not in the top half. Let's check the bottom half. Rhinewood Falls. They reprinted this in Commander Legends, so I'm so super happy it's more available. It's a super good ramp spell. I think it's better than Ramp and Growth and such. It just gets dual lands, fixes your colors a lot. This deck is mainly green because green has more value than blue, but blue is still necessary. Okay, we'll do that. Play our Nature's Lore. Turn 3. See what we get. Reliquary Tower is super good because we love drawing cards. We could double major our Thrasios. Let's see here. What we'll do is we'll just Thespian Stage. We could play Hydrocrisis, X equals 2, draw 1 card. I don't think it's good enough. I think we just play a Thrasios right there. We'll play our Thrasios, get another Simic Commander out there, pass the turn. Then we'll go turn 4. We're getting close to Aesi there. And if we have nothing to do, we just pay forward to see if we can ramp. Right there. We'll just do this. I think we'll play a land. So, again, we could play 4. Hopefully we could ramp. Which I think is good just drawing through our deck. So, we'll do nothing. We'll pay 4, scry 1. Concentrated Strengths. I'm sorry, I put that in the bottom. It's excellent. I mean, every card here is excellent. We're just going to draw. Nope, no ramp. That's okay. We're going to pass the turn. Hopefully we draw a land, turn 5. Soulguide Lantern, that is not a land. So what I would usually do is play Aesi in this turn, but you can't get value out of Aesi because you can't play, I guess you can play land because I have the Glassboard Mimic. Play a land right away. Or I could just wait and we'll just play, because Secure Tribal can get a land too. We'll play Hydrocrisis right there. X equals 4. We'll draw two cards, gain 2 life. And Hydrocrisis is a 4/4 flying trample. We'll draw 2 cards. That's really good. So now we got lands we're set up for next turn. So turn 6. Tatyova is a little bit better because it's cheaper, but Aesi lets you play 2 lands. All right, so turn 6 coming up. We'll draw a card, another land. So that's perfect. Right there. And then we'll play our Aesi. Tyrant of Gyre Straits. We'll do that. Now we have our commander on board. We have a fetch land. So we'll play a land. Draw a card. We will play our island. Draw a card. That's 2 lands. Then we could play Secure Tri-Builder. Here. So we'll crack this Prismatic Vista for a forest. that actually let us draw a card. Shuffle this deck up real quick. If we want, we could crack Secure Tribar and speed draw a card, but let's just keep it there. We don't need. We have tons of cards. We do have Reliquary Tower, so we don't have to discard. Tap this, draw a card from the force coming into play. Oh, Adrix and Nev, more commanders. So we have 8 cards. We're good to go. We could pass. So next turn. So hypothetically, if you need more mana, right? We didn't draw that many lands. Draw any lands. So let's just crack Secure Tribar or get a forest here. Force into play. Let's pretend to shuffle. Then draw a card from Aesi. Ooh, Blighted Woodland. But I can draw lots of cards. Okay. Untap. Turn 7. So this is our explosive turn here. We'll draw a card for turn. More lands. Okay. So first things first is we want to, we want to copy our dude, right? We love cards. It's not even funny how much we love cards, but we'll just do a blue, colorless. Right there. We'll just play Sakashima the Imposter. While that's on the stack, we hold priority. Blue-green, we double major it, copy target creature you control, except it isn't legendary and spells legendary, so Sakashima the Imposter is not legendary. Well, one of them is not. So we have a copy, right? That copy is going to copy Aesi. Sakashima the Imposter is going to copy Aesi. So we have 3 copies of Aesi. That means we have 3 extra land drops, so 4 land drops total with Aesi. So can we copy anything else? Oh, we could have just done Volo. Got more copies. Oh, Sakashima doesn't work with Volo because they're both humans. We will play land number 1. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We'll play land number 2. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We'll pause there. We have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. Do we want more value? Of course we want more value. What am I talking about? I forgot how many land drops we played. I think we played 2 lands. So we'll play Sakashima 1,000 feet. We'll just copy Aesi again. All right, we will play our another land. Draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We will play our what should we play? Untap land or tap land? We'll play our tap land, make a zombie. Field of Dead. We'll draw 4 cards. You can see where this is going. This is Simic Value at its best, right? Draw some cards. I play Birds of Paradise for funsies. My command tower. I will play Soul Guide Lantern to keep away from graveyard hate for funsies. And Aesi is a 5/5, so we have 4 5/5s, and we have a gazillion lands, a gazillion cards. This is the epitome of Simic Value Engine. Anyways, again, if you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up, smash subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted for videos in the future. I have the deck list in the description below. And you know what? If you want to see me Goldfish this deck some more, leave in the comments. Say, Vex, Goldfish the deck, but use this commander. And we might be able to accommodate that. This is cool. Like, this deck literally was not just designed for AC landfall shenanigans, but it's still a powerful deck, even if it's not like particular aimed at for AC. It's got some landfall stuff. Like, I think having clones of your commander just makes it so much more powerful. Or, I think we had rest of our hand. We had Adrix and Nev, so we drew a lot of tokens. We can copy that. Volo is a little more difficult to copy sometimes because these are humans. So, but we have Progenitor Mimic. We can copy some more things. Glassbowl Mimic. We can copy the non-legendary versions. So just having more copies of your commander is insane. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.